was about the grind. Bubble grind.
Now we have a guy that could probably get in there if you...
It's game day. The Edmonton Oilers hit the road once again. .103. Happy Wednesday, Nasties. How you doing out there on a wonderful Wednesday afternoon here in the City of Champions? This is EST Afternoons on Edmonton Sports Talk. Matthew Iwanyk, Zach Kubish, the producer. Hernan Salas with you today. Fun show on tap. Of course, we're going to talk lots of Oilers as they host the St. Louis Blues down at Rogers Place. Hernand's World at 1:40. Ryan Payton, he's the host of the Hot Stove on Sirius XM NHL. Will join us at 2:20. We'll go around the NHL as the Sens clinch. Habs are close. Canucks with a wicked comeback. Probably too late for them, though, but still cool to see. The Masters are going to start, so Maddie's going to give me a lesson on what I need to know. It starts tomorrow, right, Maddie?
Yes.
All right.
For the actual tournament. Right now, the par 3 contest is underway.
Okay, cool. Interesting. All right. Hit us up on the nasty chat. As always, slam that thumbs up. We haven't hit 100 once this week, so I don't know why that is. Starting to realize that maybe Joaquin is the favorite on the show.
No, it's because of me.
No.
People are against me.
No, why would they be against you?
Do you have time here, Hernan? Let's go through this.
Come on. You're a beauty.
Hey, Reed Wilkins in the nasty chat saying good day. At least do it for Reed.
Do it for Reed Wilkins. You all love Reed Wilkins. I love Reed Wilkins. I didn't get to see him yesterday, so I was a little disappointed. I told him I missed him today when I saw him. But, hey, great job by you guys. Everybody involved down there at the kids' sport event with the Ford brothers. The Fords were awesome. Dusty was great. Reed with his jokes just had me howling. So a great event. Good times. And hit us up on the River Korean Box, 780-218-9999. Maddie, how you doing today? How you feeling? Are you excited for this Oilers game?
No, not at all.
Why?
All due respect to your GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show later tonight at 7 o'clock. They're going to be a tough one.
It's going to be a tough one.
This one, I would expect a resale market to be flooded with some tickets today. I would think a lot of people trying to ditch these tickets for an 8 o'clock start with an Oiler team that does not feature Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, Matthias Ekholm, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Stuart Skinner, Trent Frederick, Evander Kane. Am I missing anyone? I was about to say, am I missing anyone of importance?
John Klingberg.
Sure. I'm not going to put him in there, but yeah, no John Klingberg. No Regula as well.
Regula.
But it's one of those, this is going to be tough. And this is, Tom said it was preseason game a couple nights ago against the Ducks. This is a preseason lineup.
Oh, 120%.
This is the Edmonton Oilers are in Calgary, split squad game because there's another game going on up here. So no, I am not that excited. Oilers still need this. They still need to officially clinch the playoff spot. So there is that. You would like to see this team still, it's a regular season game. You want to see that compete. But overall, I've been ready for the playoffs in October. And now we're in April, and this is the lineup. So no, to your question, am I excited? No, not at all.
Yeah, if you missed it, if you're wondering what the hell are these guys talking about, Nuge is doubtful, and an illness. So maybe he Jack
gets
Michaels
over it.
has it as unlikely he's going to play tonight. So let's just assume he's out. So that's a big blow.
If he's not feeling 100%, why bother?
Yeah, well, sure. If you just have if it's probably a flu or something that he's...
Just to keep him away the players. You don't need anyone else to get anything.
That's a good point, too. But, that was announced by Knoblock. He did also say, and take this with an extreme grain of salt, McDavid, Draisaitl, Ekholm are more day-to-day and should be available by the end of this regular season. Thanks, Tips!
We're a week away from the end of the regular season for the Edmonton Oilers.
Oh, Knoblock, man. Holy smokes.
If you said week to week, it wouldn't work for the end of the regular season. Day to day is perfect for the end of the regular season.
With a week to go. Thanks, bud.
Yeah.
Thanks for that update. Stuart Skinner could be available by Friday.
Which is important because he needs to play on Sunday or Monday, and Calvin Pickard needs to play Sunday or Monday. And we really got to see what Stuart Skinner could produce. Because honestly, I think the question, he comes back in the lineup. Let's say he plays 2 more games down the stretch, and he's average. There's going to be a lot of calls for Calvin Pickard.
Yeah. No,
and I'd like him to get a lesser opponent to get back into the lineup than to have him go right out against the Jets or the Kings. Be nice to get him in the net against the Sharks team, just so then he's ready to go for Sunday or Monday.
So, if they lose tonight, I'm going to use this term a lot today because I'm not very creative. Do we take it with a grain of salt?
You should,
because
there shouldn't be a single. If Nuge is ultimately out there tonight,
yeah,
and the Oilers look, if the Oilers lose 6-0, 7-0, sure, you could be frustrated by that. They lose 3-0. What did you expect?
Exactly. And that's where I wanted to go with this. We also have to be conscious of what's going on here. Now they're without their top 3 centers, their best defenseman, one of their go-to goalies. This is going to be tough. You thought it was tough the other night in Anaheim with Nuge in the lineup, Maddie? This is going to be and I'm sorry, but this is going to be a tough watch. We're not used to this. We're used to seeing the beauty of Connor McDavid flying down the ice, the greatness of Leon Draisaitl. This is going to be tough to watch. Now, if they win,
huge victory, bigger than 2 points.
Enormous. Calvin Pickard's going to have to stand on his head. Best players for the Oilers tonight, if Nuge is out for you. Who are the best 2 players the Edmonton Oilers have?
That they have on the ice?
Yeah.
Give me any. I have to give you 3.
Sure.
And you could give me categorize them as you wish.
Let's go.
Bouchard, Nurse, Hyman.
I was going to, because I said 2, but I was going to go Nurse, Hyman.
And I think Bush hasn't been there this season, but he has to be one of those guys.
Nuge. Bouchard's got to step up today. Defensively. Because offensively, I think he's fine. Nurse has been a beast all year. Hyman's he's a roller coaster right now. He's been good. He's tailed off for certain games. But I'm with you. But I also look at guys secondary guys, Matty, that need to step up here. Adam Henrique, Connor Brown. You guys, listen, and to a certain extent, Matthias Janmark, the coach puts a lot of faith in you 3. A lot. And you play a lot. Regardless of how much you've struggled this year, how about it's time to pay back?
But you also have to look at the opponent for tonight. And we're not talking the Anaheim Ducks. We're not talking about San Jose Sharks. We're talking about a St. Louis Blues team that has been very good.
Yeah.
And they're going to be a little pissed off that they lost their first game in, 12 games? Because they had 11 straight wins. They're going to be coming in pissed off. They're going to be coming in a little bit hungry themselves.
Yeah.
I don't know where they are playoff-wise. I don't know. If you're the Blues, does it really change whether you're in the Central or the Pacific? I think it does. I think if you're the Blues, you'd rather be in the Pacific than the Central. I'd rather have to go through Kings, Knights, Oilers, 2 of those teams, as opposed to Jets, Stars, Avs, 2 of those. So for them, they're trying to lock up that position over the Minnesota Wild. And ultimately, they're still trying to lock in on a playoff spot. But I think we know that they're going to be in the playoffs as well. They're going to be a hungry team. And no Dylan Holloway, but that's still a good hockey team over there. And Jim Montgomery's got that team playing very well. That's where it's great. You'd want to see those guys step up. But at the same time, it's a good opponent they're going up against. This is one of those teams that we could sit there and be like, this is actually a tough one for the Edmonton Oilers. But this isn't a low team.
The Oilers got good players too.
But do they, compared to the Blues as of for tonight?
Hyman, so Daniel Nugent-Bowman has these lines. Yeah. He said things will be fluid with 11-6, but this is what he saw. Hyman with Henrique and Perry, good veteran line.
But that's your top line.
No, I know. Kapanen with Podkolzin and Arvidsson. Janmark stays with Brown and Skinner. Your 10th, 11th are Max Jones and Noah Philp. So I get what you're saying. I mean, you compare the lineups, it's St. Louis all the way, and I think Dusty was saying the Oilers are still favored in this game, which it's kind of mind-boggling at this point. But you need a lot of guys to step up today. This is the time, Matt, because listen, when according to Knoblock, every injured guy is going to be back before the playoffs. So that means some guys are going to have to sit out. You better be up for this game, and you better show what you can do and say, Knoblock, I want to be in game 83. This is what this means right now. The other part I'm a little annoyed with is how this team is shorthanded again, Matt. Like, we've seen this for how many years now where this team has to play shorthanded because of cap, because of the way management has handled things. Like, this is ridiculous that they have to go with 11 forwards in 2 straight games. Not even 1, 2 straight games.
Because Nuge got sick. If Nuge isn't sick, they got somebody. It's just they don't have anyone. Who are you bringing up today? They didn't know Nuge was going to be sick.
Maybe they knew yesterday. Maybe he wasn't feeling good on what day is it?
But they have him doubtful, so they're hoping that he could still play tonight. There's still a chance that he could be.
But you still shouldn't be short. You still shouldn't be short.
They weren't going to be. They weren't going to be. I don't know. It's late in the season. I'll defend the Oilers. This isn't.
Of course you would.
Well, this is in October or November where you're like, well, they have to start the season shorthanded. This is the end of the season, and they're dealing with a laundry list of injuries. And they're not putting any of those guys on. Like, if they wanted to, they could LTIR retroactively Connor McDavid.
Klimberg.
Well, so there was things they could do. They're choosing not to. For whatever reason. I don't know the full details. So I don't.
Okay.
Does it matter? I guess is one thing.
Are the Oilers going full Kawhi Leonard here? Load management. I want to get to this one real quick, though, because who says it? C-Run says, has anyone looked at the Blues lineup? They're nothing you would have called good. What are you talking? Robert Thomas, 70-plus points, with Pavel Buchnevich, Jordan Kyrou.
Yeah.
Jake Neighbors with Braden Shen and Jimmy Snuggerud, who just signed from college. I mean, that top 6 is better than what the Oilers are throwing out today.
Well, and defensively, Broberg, Falk, Fowler, Letty, Suter, Tucker, and you've got a goalie in Jordan Binnington.
Yeah. Like, they're better. And I know that might hurt some Oilers fans, but that's just the truth. It's okay.
The Oilers are the favorites still. Moneyline minus 115, the Blues minus 102, so slight favorites in this one.
Yeah. Max Bezos says Nuge called in sick to enjoy the sunshine on the patio somewhere.
I've got the shorts going. Short season now.
It's great. Isn't this the best time, Maddie?
I think this is my favorite time of the year.
Yeah.
Because I know that there's still so much good coming weather-wise.
And it's nice and sun. And
yes.
You see, you drive, we both live downtown. You drive by, everybody's getting their patios ready.
It's like those first few days where you can sit on a patio. I think this might be my favorite time of the year living in Edmonton.
Oh, yeah.
Putting the shorts on today just felt right. Now I'm trying to figure out when is it flip-flops for me. When does the flip-flops come out? Next Tuesday is going to be like 20 degrees. Maybe flip-flop season sooner than I expected.
Can St. Louis clinch tonight with a win from Juan?
Does the NHL PR, because I could quickly do the full magic number. NHL PR put out.
So they're at 93.
The Blues will clinch a playoff berth if they defeat the Oilers in regulation and when the Flames lose to the Ducks. So both Oilers and Blues.
It's the exact. So the Oilers, if they defeat the Blues in any fashion, they just gain 2 points, and the Flames lose in regulation to the Ducks. The Oilers will clinch. For the Blues, they have to beat the Oilers in regulation, and they need the Flames to lose in regulation.
Yeah, 2 games I'm watching. Flames take on the Ducks, and I think the Wild have. Because those are the 2 teams you got to keep an eye on. Wild holds the Sharks. Yeah.
Yeah, but Toronto-Tampa today.
Oh, that's a good one, too.
That's for the division. If Tampa wins, they're tied.
Yeah.
I don't know who has the tiebreaker. I didn't look.
I'd love Toronto to get I actually want Toronto-Ottawa.
I know that. I'm Bolts Nation, baby, tonight. Or not Bolts Nation. Go Blue. Bud Nation. All in for the Buds. Let's go, Toronto, baby. I want the Battle of Ontario.
Leafs.
I want it so bad. And because, like, one, I'm going to take away the idea that hoping that the Leafs lose to the Sens in that first round. I think that would just be a fun matchup.
Yeah.
I remember those days of the early 2000s and stuff. Patrick Lalime and stuff. I loved
I don't know why I
Lalime.
think of Patrick Lalime.
He was one of my favorite players at the time. I would loved Patrick Lalime. I think they lost to the Devils in the end on a run to the Eastern Conference Finals. There's just something about like those Battle of Ontario, Battle of Alberta, or Toronto, Montreal. I don't know if there's an official name for that. Those three are just great when it comes to playoffs times. Yeah. So no, I would love to have a rematch of just Leafs, Sens. Don't even care about the idea of if it would be better if the Leafs lose to the Sens of all the teams too.
I just want Brady Tkachuk to be in their grill. But listen, and then we get the battle of Florida.
Or absolutely.
Yeah, like it's a win-win. And then Montreal probably going to face Ovi. Can they upset them like they did back when Yaroslav Halak did it?
Yes, there's actually some really good playoff matchups. The Jets have really put themselves in a position to win the Central. So, Stars have dropped a few games. Pens were one of them. I think Wild was one of them. The Canucks yesterday. They've completely dropped the ball from taking Central, so they're going to be stuck with taking on Colorado.
Yeah. You know what's going to suck, though, Matty?
Oilers Kings?
No, about tonight. I can't even get mad at the Oilers if they lose.
Well, you could you could find a way to get mad.
No, but I'm
what if Bouchard has 2 more turnovers?
I'm defeated already, man. I know that it's going to be tough for them.
Here's what I'll say. Why get angry? You're off on vacation right away. Go in a happy place.
Sometimes I can't control it.
But just go in a happy place. Just think about it. Like when you go, there's still a few more games left in the season, but when you come back, now it matters.
Okay.
Everything that happened through the 82 games prior don't matter. Now it matters. Go win 4 games.
Yeah, when the team you cover is a Stanley Cup contender, the regular season's kind of like
that's what I've been saying for the last couple of years.
It's not the same when the Oilers were fighting to just get in, right? It changes a little bit for
when
sure.
There was all that, I think I have to find the tweet because I told you put this in your phone. But
back in my phone.
Okay, at the start of the season, when the Oilers had that little struggle, I said the Oilers are going to be in the playoff. Don't worry about it.
It's right.
The regular season also just doesn't matter. It's now everything that happened on injury is one thing that matters, and health that is one thing straight up, but that you can't control from a fan media perspective going in. But outside of that, it's okay. I don't care what their season series was against the LA Kings.
Yeah,
go win. Be the team that wins 4 out of the 7 first. And then do it again, then do it again, then do it again.
The afternoon inbox is presented by the River Cree Resort and Casino, home of Tap 25 Restaurant, where the entire menu is 50% off 7 days a week from 2 to 5 p.m. We'll continue the Oilers talk on the other side of the break here. Keep slamming that thumbs up. We haven't hit 100 yet.
If everyone clicks it that's watching right now, we hit 100.
We hit 100. Don't be, what does Reed say, pleasure delayers?
Yeah, don't... Do it for Hernan here. He's sad that the last 2 days he hasn't been able to do it. He feels like he's lesser than Walking Gage right now. Make Hernan feel good.
And after he tore me apart on the text on Friday.
I know. It was absolutely uncalled for.
Yeah. Unacceptable. Okay, we're back with more Oilers on the other side of the break. Here's Coop. Sports Update.
Edmonton's Nugent-Hopkins is doubtful with an illness for the Oilers as they play the Blues tonight, and the Oilers can clinch a playoff spot if the Flames lose in regulation to the Ducks and if Edmonton gets a win of any fashion over St. Louis. Tom Gazzola, Hernan Salas preview the matchup during the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show at 7 right here on EST. And there's 4 other games around the league. Lightning and Maple Leafs face off. Minnesota hosts San Jose while the Flyers battle the Rangers. And Avs captain Gabe Landeskog has been loaned to the Eagles in the AHL on a conditioning assignment after he's been out of action since 2022 with a severe knee injury. In baseball, the Jays have officially signed Vladimir Guerrero Jr. 14 years, $500 million, locking up the 26-year-old through the 2039 season. And the Jays look for 3 straight wins over the Red Sox today. Toronto Won 6-1 yesterday. 15 games on tap. Right now there's 4 games live, including the Yankees up 2-0 on the Tigers at the bottom of the 8th. And there's 10 NBA games, Raps and Hornets tip off. Lakers take on the Mavs while Golden State hosts San Antonio. This sports update is brought to you by the Capital Care Foundation. Financial support deeply affects residents at Capital Care, and whether it's a one-time donation or a monthly contribution, every penny counts. Find out how you can donate at capitalcarefoundation.net. More with Matt Iwanyk and Hernan Salas on the other side of the break. I'm Zachary Kubish for your sports update.
Get your fix every single game with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. Whether it's breaking down the starting lineup, predicting key matchups, or diving deep into the game's biggest moments, Tom and Hernan are here to give you the best insight and analysis in the city. After the final horn, get the breakdown of every key moment, performance, and player reactions. It's your one-stop shop for all things game day. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Craving a late night snack? Hit the Banquet for our new late night happy hour. Sunday to Thursday, 9 p.m. till close. Try favorites like sweet and spicy lettuce wraps or our Banquet burger and fries, all at happy hour prices. The Banquet. Get real. Play hard.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
Love is in the air. I love you. And you? And you? And you! Why choose between your beloved items? Sentinel Storage, keeping your treasures safe to be loved again. Try 4 weeks free. Details at sentinelstorage.ca.
.124, welcome back to EST Afternoons here live from the William Huff Studios. Matthew Iwanyk, Zach Kubish, Hernan Salas. Coming up, Hernan's World. Ryan Payton from SiriusXM NHL will go around the NHL. Sens clinch a playoff spot for the first time since 2016-17. Great to see. Good for them. And hopefully they can take out the Leafs. But the Leafs first got to beat the Tampa Bay Lightning tonight. Did you see the Vancouver Canucks comeback? 3 goals in 1 minute.
Didn't see it. Came back from Bids for Kids yesterday. Looked on my phone and saw, like, first I think it was the graphic was like 5-2, a minute left, and like the Stars lost this game. You're like, what?
Yeah.
Excuse me?
What happened?
That's outstanding to me. I'm very happy about that.
Why?
Because now the Lakers don't have the worst like blown comeback or blown lead in the last few days.
The Lakers.
Not the Lakers. The Duke Blue Devils.
The Duke Blue Devils.
That one's worse.
Deskra. Sens got a goalie and made the playoffs. What a surprise. Well, the Oilers have 2 goalies.
Well.
No. I don't know, Matthew.
You don't know what?
I think the Oilers goalies take a little too much heat. I know we had a big discussion about Stuart Skinner and kind of what side you're on and how to go about it, but good for Ottawa. I mean, let's stop comparing it. The Oilers are dealing with a ton of injuries. The Oilers are going to the playoffs, man. There's no way they're falling out. Knock on wood. There's still a possibility. It's a long shot.
I'm just looking. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to compare the numbers here.
Because, I mean, the Oilers would have to win 1-4 in these last 5, and then Calgary would have to get super duper hot.
For the Oilers to miss the playoffs, they would have to lose out, and the Flames would have to win out, or the Oilers would have the ability to lose 1 game. I think. Yeah, Flames would still have to win out.
That's not happening. Like
the Flames, if they win out currently, they've got 5 games left, if my math is correct, so they can get to 97 points.
Yeah.
They have to win out to get to 97 points. The Oilers, and now that the tiebreaker, the Oilers have four. If the Oilers win one game, they immediately take the tiebreaker.
Yeah. Yeah.
So at that point, if the Flames lose one game, the Oilers take one and it's over. Like the margins are so thin there for the Flames and the Oilers. And even then, I haven't even looked at what the Minnesota Wild are to the Edmonton Oilers. So like, if the Wild lose to the Flames, or they're going to beat the Flames, like one of those teams is going to win. So there's going to be a point. There's going to be a points loss there and stuff. It's going to take a lot. And ultimately, if they say all these players are ready to go for the playoffs, if the Oilers really need it, they'll go again in San Jose next Wednesday, and they'll go win that hockey game.
What was I going to get to here? Oh, Operator Rich says, fully expected 29.97 to be back tonight. Well, why, Operator Rich, is the first question I'll ask you. I'll say it again. This team is playing with fire. Just assuming they'll all magically be able to go from 0 to 60 on night one of the playoffs. Well, according to Knoblock, they'll be back before the playoffs.
Well, but
whatever the hell that means.
There's two things on this, though. One is they could be hurt. Like, they still could be banged up.
Yeah.
And rushing them back does what good? You're trying to get them healthy for the playoffs. What matters more? Getting a Connor McDavid at 90% a game or two before playoffs, or trying to get Connor McDavid at 100%? Now, I know that you can't get 100%, but okay, I'll change it 90 or 80%. Would you rather get Connor out in the lineup at 80% just to get him in, or would you rather get Connor at 90? I'd rather get Connor at 90.
Yeah.
And also, when it comes to Connor and Leon, they are two players that I truly believe could just drop in and play extremely well. And I will go back to Connor McDavid's rookie season. I could just go back to the rookie season. And he had a broken clavicle. He came in and he scored a highlight reel goal against Columbus Blue Jackets in game one coming out. He came right back into the lineup and was just fine as a rookie. Connor and Leon are two of those players that could magically just turn it on. They are that great. The other ones, I'll give you. If you want to be a little concerned about, okay, Echo maybe needs a game or two or something, okay, I could give you that one. But Connor and Leon are the two best players in the world, if not two of the top three best players in the world. They don't need games in my mind to be ready. They'll tell you that they do, but they really don't. They are different beasts. There are some athletes that are just unique out there, and they're two of them.
And listen, I'll just say this. I don't think this is load management. I don't think they're faking injuries to be healthy for the playoffs. I think they're hurt, and I think they're closer. They're closer to returning, but to assume that they're not hurt and they're just sitting out for shits and giggles here, like I think that's misleading, because I think they are hurt.
I think they are playing more cautious than we've ever seen the Oilers play with before. I think if this is the Oilers of the last 2 or 3 years, maybe Leon's back tonight.
Yeah, sure.
But I think this group right now is sitting there going, what's the point of making sure he's back 1 or 2 games early? Let's just make sure he got another injury. You know, look what happened to Frederick. I think this team is trying to play it a little safer than we've had in a few years, and I'm okay with that.
And I don't think this team's going to win one game from here on in. Yes, the Sharks are not an easy out for the Oilers, but even with this lineup, the Oilers should be able to find a win or two here.
Honestly, I could see them.
Maybe not.
I could see them losing. I could see them losing 4 of their next. What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games. I could see them losing 4 of their 5.
But if they win
I don't see them losing both to the Sharks. I don't.
No.
So now are the Flames going to go undefeated? No. So I don't. So now it doesn't matter. Get me to the playoffs.
Kings are going to be tough. Winnipeg's going to be tough.
100%.
But outside of that, don't be nervous, Penner's Pancakes. What are you nervous about?
The only 2 things I would have to say. So what is the Jets' schedule down the stretch here? Jets. That'll be the Oilers. Jets will be their second last game of the season. They might have the division locked up by then, so we'll see how they handle their schedule.
That too.
It'll be their third last game of the season for the Kings. I don't think they're in the position yet to start resting players, so I think you'll get the full LA Kings. The Jets will be an interesting one because they'll just have the Ducks on the Wednesday, so maybe there's a situation of start the resting of the playoffs.
Yeah, so it's going to be Kings, Oilers, probably on the road, which Matty doesn't mind. I don't think I mind it either. Well, it's going to be.
The Oilers are going to have to go on a little bit of a run here.
Yeah, and LA's going to have to fall off. It's a 4-point gap right now. Vegas is 6 up on the Kings, so... Oh, boy. This is going to be fun, Matty. This is going to be an interesting final week here leading into the playoffs. Who's healthy? Who's not? Who's going to start game one between the pipes, I think is a big one. Who's going to sit out when all these guys come back? I know we talked about it yesterday. We hope it's not Jeff Skinner. We're assuming it's going to be Max Jones and Kasperi Kapanen. But man, like Nuge, like everything that could go wrong in this last month has gone wrong for the Oilers in terms of losing bodies.
The good news is Nuge's illness.
Yeah, it's just illness.
Like I thought when I saw it on the hangout, I was like, we'll probably hear it's maintenance day or something. It wasn't that, but it also wasn't. Nuge got a nick against the Ducks. He's got an illness. Just like, so he's going to be fine. It's not add another body to the list of are they going to be healthy or not. Nuge is going to be healthy come playoff time.
Penner's Pancake says, I'm not nervous at all. I'm speaking on those that are. I myself think the Oilers are playing rope-a-dope and have zero concerns. Well, I don't think they're playing rope-a-dope. I do agree that I don't think they're too concerned or worried. This is the team that went to Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final. These guys have been through it. The wars and the battles. They know what it takes. Yeah, they haven't been at their best this season, but it's definitely going to be something to track here going forward because Knoblock keeps saying everybody's close when truly we don't know if they are close, Matthew.
No, we don't know. It's hard to take Knoblock at his word.
Yeah.
For a lot of this stuff. So I do believe the guys will be ready for the playoffs. Like in terms of they'll be in the lineup. Now, how healthy are they? Like like Eric was talking about that on the hangout today. Like,
what if they're not?
If the playoffs are starting today, these guys can play, of course. Like we know that there's just those games where you're going to play through something like that.
Yeah.
I'd be more, okay, of all the players, who would you not think would be there game one? I think McDavid will be there. I think Draisaitl will be there. I think Skinner will be there. Frederick and Ekholm are the two that are they going to be there? Because have we heard Ekholm skating? Well, he was on today. So I guess.
Yeah, but we don't know what the hell's wrong with him. Right?
But if he's starting to skate, I guess maybe I'm a little less concerned about that one. Yeah. Frederick would be the one that is he going to be ready for game one? I think Ekholm will be in the lineup for game one.
Yeah, because Fredericks, it's unfortunate. It truly is. But I think those two for me are the ones I'm most worried about. I think Leon's going to be good to go. I think McDavid's going to be good to go. They've been skating McDavid's been skating through he went on the road trip and skated with the team every time they hit the ice. So obviously he's getting closer and closer. Both teams tied at 93 points. The Oilers have taken the first two games. This one's the final one of the season. 4-2 win on December 7th. 3-2 overtime win on February 4th. That was just before the good old Four Nations. So can the Oilers sweep the Blues, Matthew?
No.
Oh, come on. Have a little. No hope at all for tonight. You're going full Dustin Nielsen. There's no hope.
I won't say no hope, but Pickett's going to have to play great.
Pickett's going to have to steal this.
He's going to have to be great.
They're going to have to do well on special teams. That's a big one.
The Oilers need to win a 2-1 hockey game. They ain't winning a 4-3 hockey game.
I mean, St. Louis penalty kills worse than the Oilers. They're at 73.6. Power plays decent.
Don't the Ducks have a bad penalty kill?
Yeah.
And what happened?
0 for 6. Okay. No, but that's what I'm saying. I can't wait to see that first power play unit tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. From everything we've been accustomed to, can't wait.
Can you run 3 defensemen? Nurse, Wallman, and Bush. I'm kidding, by the way. I'd probably go Bush, Wallman, Arvidsson, Hyman, Skinner.
Sure. Sure.
You don't want to play this game, do you?
It's like, okay, whatever.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone.
Sure. If that's where we're going with it, sure. I'm not really, I don't know what other options I have to be throw that guy out there.
My true concern is your long-term health, Hernan, dealing with 8 years of post games with $10 million Bush. Well, we don't know that yet. Listen, I could get into Bush every day from here on in, but I'm going to say it for the offseason. I have so much to say on it.
Yeah, everything should be saved for the offseason. Even today, at this point now, at the end of the Oil Stream, it was what's Jeff Jackson's press conference going to be like at the end of the season? Well, what if they're standing next to a Stanley Cup?
What if they're out in the first round?
If anything, right now, more than anything, it's about the next 3 months. Although I'm a little bit hypocrite because Belzy and I got into a Bush conversation contract with Eric today. But moving on now, starting now.
But it's hard because it's he's such a polarizing player, Matty.
Yeah, but we have playoff games to talk about. I guess you got another week to talk about a Bush contract. Then it's every second day there's an Oiler playoff game. It's game day, you talk about the game. The next day you recap the game preview the next day. Game day. Rinse, repeat throughout the whole playoffs.
Hey, so Mex Bezuz is asking me if I've downloaded my shows for the airplane ride. I only have Netflix and Prime and Apple on my phone. Any recommendations I'll take, because I'm not watching any new shows.
Download. You're not taking a laptop?
No.
Okay. You're not watching new shows?
No, I'm not watching anything new right now because I don't know what to watch.
Well, it depends what you're trying to go for. You also have to be careful because you're on a plane.
Yeah, but you download it.
No. But I would never say like watch White Lotus because I don't know who's around.
Oh,
like,
that's fair enough. Yeah.
You don't want a show that's gonna have a bunch of nudity or something like that because you're on a plane. You don't know who you're sitting next to.
It's different with the Elks. You always at a seat and you can kind of turn your phone. Like,
what? But then you also know everyone. You also know everyone on that plane.
Yeah, but still,
I think there might be a kid next to you or a kid behind you or something like that. So I do think you also be a little careful of what you're. Plus, do you want to watch a comedy where you're laughing a lot? I'd have no problem with that, but you want to be the guy that's going ha 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 the entire plane ride.
But I have watched shows like that on the plane, and I just giggle to myself. Like I'm not laughing out loud.
Okay, well as long as you it's just those balancing acts. So I'd have to think about what.
Yeah,
to watch.
I've already watched Landman and I've already watched Severance, so I'm good on those. Breacher on Prime. I don't know if
Succession.
I've watched it.
Have you?
New shows, people.
I said it during the break, Hernan. You could always watch The Matrix.
No, I'm good.
Or a Indiana Jones movie.
No, I'm good.
Because lots of people have watched that. You wouldn't be spoiling it for other people.
No, I'm good. Silo on Apple TV.
Are you looking for TV or movie?
Whatever.
Oh, okay.
Whatever makes that plane ride go by fast.
Just watch The Godfather. Godfather 2.
Jen, I've watched Shrinking. I'm caught up. Great show. One of the best shows I've watched in recent times here.
Get a nice book. Read a book.
I'm bringing my e-reader. I got a couple books already, but I like to, do both.
Oh, okay.
I might even have a drink on the plane.
Sucks that you can't have a dart.
Maybe have a jote. The last time we went to Mexico,
Good call there, Zach.
me and my nephew, we got jotes on the plane. We each got a little bottle of wine because you buy them, and we got some Coca-Cola, and then we drank them on the way to Mexico. What do you think of
It's
that?
been a while since I've had a hotel.
Black Doves on Netflix, $1 Million Secret on Netflix. Ooh, I haven't heard of those.
Righteous Gemstones is supposed to be great.
Which
do
one?
need to watch Righteous Gemstones. It's supposed to be great. I need to watch it. It's
What?
on my list. I haven't watched that one though.
What is that?
It's about it's people that are running a church down south, but
okay, it's with
it's
that
a mocking
dude.
and stuff.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
with it's from Eastbound and Down.
Yeah, I know who you're talking. Black Doves. Ooh, what's that? What do you do on the plane, Maddie?
I read a book on the way. I was catching up on Suits.
Okay.
I've never watched Suits, so I watched a little bit of Suits.
The GF Power Watch Suits from season 1 till the end in like 2 months during the winter.
I haven't. I started this a while.
Are you liking it?
I liked part of it,
Yeah.
but now I'm trying to just power through the last few seasons, but I'm not powering through it at all. Season 1 was amazing, and then it stopped being about like the cases and stuff, and was way too much relationship. So, books are always good.
Yeah,
I read books. I try to sleep too. I always try to get a little.
I
bit
can't
of
sleep on the planes because I'm a ball of anxiety. I'll listen to tunes too.
Can also study for heat and smoke so you don't get shut out by Matt Iwanyk or
No
Joaquin
work
again.
stuff while
I was saying Hernand should just watch Oilers film the entire time and coaches film and come back with a bunch of notes.
Zachary says flirt with the flight attendants. Well, I'm with my GF, so that's not going to go over well.
I like how I'm with her, not I'm dating someone.
Yeah. No, but I mean, like,
I know what you mean there.
you know what I meant. Yeah, I don't know. I might start off with the book, then get into his show.
Yeah, as Deskra said, just watch Bush highlights. Watch like every shift of his in this season and figure out what you would give him a contract for based on every single shift that you watched to Boost this season.
No, I'm good. If anyone wants to put those clips together, I'll watch it, but I ain't doing that, man. Holy smokes. That would be, that'd put me in a bad mood. That would put me in a bad mood. All right. Coming up next, it is Hernand's World here on EST Afternoons. We will hear from Chris Knoblock. We will be joined by Ryan Payton. He's the host on the Hot Stove from Sirius XM NHL Radio Network. We'll go around the NHL and we'll continue to tee up Oilers Blues. That goes tonight. Puck drops at 8:22. 2, another late one here, and they're going to be all late.
It's a TNT broadcast, that's why.
Yeah, they're all going to be late from here on in, so it's going to be a lot of late nights for the pre and post game shows, but without it, you guys would miss us. So yeah, it's going to be a fun one tonight. Again, I don't know if I can bring the heat tonight. I'm going to try, but with this lineup, I think I got to give them a bit of a pass. Portions of this hour brought to you by the Canadian Brewhouse. The showdown continues at the Canadian Brewhouse. Wing flavors of the month: Billionaire sauce versus passion fruit habanero. Cool versus fiery. Who will reign supreme? Come taste the madness at the Canadian Brewhouse. We're back with Hernand's World on the other side of the break. Here's Coop.
With the Flames' loss in regulation against the Ducks and Edmonton getting a win of any form over the Blues, the Oilers will clinch a playoff berth. However, the Oilers might have to address 11 forwards and 6 defensemen tonight. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, doubtful with an illness. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas at 7 as they tee up the action right here on EST. And around the league, Calgary visits Anaheim. Flyers and Rangers face off while Tampa Bay hosts Toronto on a 4-game slate. Elsewhere, longtime NHL executive Ray Shero has passed away. Shero was 62. Out east, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. has officially signed a 14-year, $500 million deal with the Jays, which is the third largest deal in total dollars, behind Juan Soto's and Shohei Ohtani's monster contracts. And after winning 6-1 over Boston last night, Toronto eyes 3 straight wins over the Red Sox. Right now, there's 4 games live. Cardinals and Pirates are tied at 1 in the top of the 13th inning, with both runs coming in the 12th inning. On the court, the Raptors get back in action. They battle the Hornets, having 10 games around the association. This sports update is brought to you by Gimme Virtual Golf, and with 240 unique courses and technology that automatically tees the ball up for you. Gimme Virtual Golf is where innovation meets the game. Visit their website at gimmevirtualgolf.ca. Hernand's World brings us back from the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
The EST Hangout.
This fan base in the playoffs is electric, and it is almost impossible to be like, I'm sleepy, and walk out on the ice, hear that fan base going absolutely berserk. There's no way that if you have even a resemblance of competitive spirit, that you're not just instantly like, okay, I'm better.
The EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Weekday mornings 9 to 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
The River Cree Resort and Casino presents Bump and Grind Rewind, May 16th, featuring Drew Hill. With Cisco and Genuine, plus DJ Hartman B. Bump and Grind Rewind. Friday, May 16th at the River Cree Resort and Casino. Get your tickets now at rivercreeresort.com.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of the Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
146. Welcome back to EST Afternoons here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports. 3 o'clock, Reed Wilkins, Jim Mellon take over the airwaves here up until 6. And then at 7, Tom Gazzola, GCL Diesel Oilstream. Pre-game show. My internet's down, so...
Your internet's down.
Just keep circling.
My internet's going just fine.
It says no internet connection. It shows that I have the Wi-Fi rolling. But anyways, keep hitting us up on the Nasty Chat. Text us on the River Korean Bucks, 780-218-9999. Let me check, Matthew. Let me check for you. And what else was I going to say? Oh, slam that thumbs up. Don't forget, let's get to 100. Let's do it for Matthew Iwanyk, who's been working his butt off. He's going to
This is for Hernan.
No, it's for you.
Because you've been feeling bad that you have been getting the likes the last few days. So this is for
I don't
Hernan.
feel bad.
This is for you. Yeah,
I'm just disappointed.
Well, like it's hurting. You're feeling like it's all about Gager, and it's hurting you. So if you're listening, give Hernan a thumbs up.
Do you not like me, Nasties?
He's worried about that.
Is that it? Is that it? Holy smokes, yeah. All right, it's time to get to Hernand's Road, like always brought to you by the Edmonton Garrison Memorial Golf Club. Early bird golf memberships are now on sale with discounts for seniors and first responders, plus special rates for Sturgeon County residents. Enjoy GPS carts and awesome driving range deals. Inside, you can kick back and enjoy a pint or a pound of wings in their full bar and restaurant. For more info, visit EGMGolf.com.
Viva la raza! Latino Heat.
All right, gents, the Masters is a big event. I know you guys are so excited. I think you guys are doing like a little pool or a little sprinkling a little money on some stuff. You, Reed, and Jay. I know everybody's pretty excited. The guys on the log shop are wearing suit jackets. It's a big deal. So today in Hernand's Road, I want your top 3 events, sporting or sports entertainment, that you look forward to the most. And this is not yearly. This is anytime. Your top 3 sporting events that you look forward to the most. Can be start of the season, can be a championship game, can be a special event. Matty, Coop, what do you got?
I go first?
Sure.
So am I going through all 3 or are we doing it like one at a time?
One at a time.
Perfect. It is Masters. This is number 3 for me.
Really?
It's the Masters.
It's
Love
that big.
Masters weekend. It is that like really like kickoff to the playoff schedule that we're going to get into of the NHL and the NBA. It's just gorgeous. Everyone that I know that has gone to it comes back and says TV doesn't even do it justice with how beautiful it is. The prestige around it, just how wonderful the tournament really is. The course is amazing. It usually, it's not a course that you're going to see somebody win at minus 25. You're also not going to generally see someone win at plus 5 like the US Open might have. Like it's got the good course of the challenges, plus there are the rewards there. There's the eagle, par 5s. There's a few that you could get an eagle on. The green jacket around it. Everything about Masters Week. It is wonderful. I love it. This is one of those absolutely every single year. I am excited. It's okay. Which weekend is Masters weekend? I love when it falls on Easter weekend too, because then it's like, well, Easter, it's something else I'm doing with it. But yeah, Masters is number 3 for me.
Remember at 12:60 we used to run Masters weekend?
Yes.
I had to go in and board up.
Yes.
That was tough.
It was actually really good. I didn't think Golf on Radio would sound good, but they did a fantastic job. Although when we had another broadcaster, different broadcasters do the US Open, and that one was awful.
Coop.
So I had a debate between a few here, but of course I'm a big hockey guy, and playoffs are looming. The first round of the playoffs is so exciting just to see everything that shakes down. Like some teams that should be kicked out might just step up and actually overtake in the first round, winning 7 games or whatever it is. And I love seeing those upsets. I like seeing like Ottawa is now in the playoffs.
Yeah.
To see them back for the first time in a while will be something. I remember that run with Erik Karlsson that they had when they lost to the Penguins in game 6 or 7 when Sidney Crosby and Pittsburgh went to go win the Stanley Cup. I think Canada, everybody in Canada was, rooting for the Senators. So now it's that time to kind of look at it and be like, okay, who's gonna show up? Who's gonna be there? And who's gonna fight to really show that they could be playoff contenders because you play the whole regular season. Now there's injuries. Now there are those trade deadline pickups that you want to see perform in the playoffs. Like the Oilers, Trent Frederick, right? He's gritty. He won't be back now until playoffs, of course, but he's a player that might take that extra step into the postseason. And with the Oilers just, about to clinch, should be clinching soon here to go to the postseason. It's going to be exciting how they show up for playoffs, and especially around here in the city of Edmonton, fans are passionate. It's going to be fun to see.
All right. I'm torn. I like a lot of things when it comes to sports, but I'm a big horse racing guy.
Kentucky?
I love horse racing. May 2nd.
Is that what you're going with?
No, May 2nd, the one here in Edmonton opens up. We go like 5-6 times a year.
Century Mile.
It's fun, especially on a hot day. Go bet on the ponies. But for me, I love the Kentucky Derby, man. The lead up to it, the presentation, the pre-race stuff. And then the race itself, like there was that one year when the longest shot won, and the call was that's one of the best sports call I've ever heard. Like, I don't know.
Watch the whole day?
If I have the time, I do.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I always want to watch the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah.
I want to know when post time is because I want to take the 3 minutes of my life to actually watch the race.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch anything else of that. But you go for the day.
I love it, man.
That's awesome.
I love it. And I love going to the track here. I don't, have you ever been?
I have not gone to Century Mile still.
Really?
I know. Maybe this year I got to change that and get to Century Mile.
It's so much fun. It is absolutely fantastic. You can have a brew, some good food, and then the ponies. I hit big last year, but I screwed up because I cheaped out. If I would have put an extra $10, oh man.
Jay and I had a fun time with the ponies at Century Casino, Sports Bar and Lounge, because they had the off-track betting, and we'd bet on a bunch, but there's nothing like also being live at a horse track.
Yeah, like seeing the horses in the paddock and all that. That's great. All right, you're number 2.
So I was debating 2 or 3, 1 and 2. I think I'm going to go with this one as number 2, though, which is the World Cup of Soccer. Absolutely. I love the international soccer event. You could, if you want, you could say World Cup or Euros / Copa. Every 2 years, we got that major soccer event. But I will go World Cup, especially with Canada getting good enough. There's just something about... I think what adds to it, actually, is it's patio beer sport, too. It's during the afternoon. You go sit on a patio, you grab a beer in the sun, and you watch. I don't care who generally is playing. I am watching. Give me Belgium taking on Japan. Sure, why not? It's noon. Let's go. Love World Cup time. Love watching international soccer. Euros is great. Copa is great. But the World Cup, when it is everyone involved, cheering for my nations, Italy, Ukraine, and now we also got Canada and stuff. World Cup of soccer, absolutely. That's my number 2.
Cool.
My second will be a UFC event for a title fight, whatever it might be. Some are misses. I can't lie, but one a big event, just the hype around it. Even before, like during fight week, you see all the interviews from these fighters, whether they're trying to fight to be a contender, they were previously a champion. Whatever happens, it's exciting. I don't think there's any sport that has more parity than mixed martial arts. You could be the least skilled guy in the fight. You could be the biggest underdog on the card, and you can still show up and win. So just seeing things like that, highlight reel knockouts, all that stuff, submissions, I'm all for it, man. So I got to go with a big UFC event, and UFC 314 is one I'm looking forward to just this weekend.
My number 2 is the World Cup as well, but even though opening day in the World Cup, no matter if it's your country in it or whatever, it's still great. It's one of the best times getting ready for that first game. But for me, it's the World Cup, but when your country plays. That day of game day.
Oh, on that day?
You usually don't
on
work.
Match day?
We usually take it off. You get together with your pals. You wear the jerseys. You do a little pre-drinking. You have some chicken wings or whatever, wherever you are. And then you get ready and you sing the national anthem with the players. And it's amazing.
Them just walking out.
Almost the pre-stuff is even the best part of the day. The game, sure, you love it, especially if they win. You're nervous. But the lead up of that day, waking up, knowing you're just going to watch soccer and watch your country in the World Cup. There's nothing better. There's nothing better. You're number one.
Grey Cup Sunday. Ooh. Love Grey Cup Sunday. Love it. And I don't care that the Elks haven't been there in a number of years and the franchise hasn't been there. There's something about Grey Cup Sunday to me. I don't care what NFL game is on. This year was Chiefs-Bills. I don't think I watched much of it.
Who cares?
I am watching the pregame coverage of Grey Cup until they're done their broadcast post-game.
Yeah.
I absolutely love Grey Cup. I need to go this year where I won't be able to watch it then, but I need to go to Winnipeg this year and watch the Grey Cup. Football is my favorite sport. Super Bowl's great. NCAA championship, it's great. But this one's ours.
Mm-hmm.
And it's beautiful. It's wonderful. When you're there, it's great. When you're watching it on TV, it's great. My number one thing that I'm most looking forward to every year, I guess, in the end, it's going to be Grey Cup Sunday. I can't wait. And hopefully this year, the Edmonton Elks are repping this city in Winnipeg like they did 10 years ago.
Who'd be your first one?
My number one spot for most anticipated sports event for me is hockey at the Winter Olympics, and especially the upcoming one here. It's been so long. There's been such a drought of NHL talent, the best of the best actually going at it, hitting the ice and playing for a gold medal. I don't think there's anything bigger than that, especially here in Canada. If Canada wins a gold medal in hockey, they're happy. Like when it happened, it has happened a lot. And it's just fantastic to see your country go out there. It'll be Sidney Crosby, Nathan McKinnon, Connor McDavid, you name it, all the way down the lineup. Like you can make a 1A, 1B team and they're still probably better than 99.9% of countries out there. It's fantastic to watch.
That's a big one. I'm surprised you didn't have Olympics in there because you're a big Olympics guy.
I do love the Summer Olympics, but I don't know what to take out.
Yeah, my number one is for sure the start of the NHL playoffs, especially when the Oilers are in it. There's just such a vibe. The city's alive. It's electric. Even if you're not working in this business, like you could feel it, especially if you live downtown. It's truly amazing. Even if you go to residentials, you got kids on the corner of the street waving the flags, honk for the Oilers. It's just great. And I will say this too, the green and gold for me, the first game of the season is always... I get so excited. I love watching the green and gold. It's one of those things where I just couldn't put it into the top three right now because it's the first game of this regular season, but it's up there for me as well. But the start of the playoffs, especially when the Oilers are in. It's some good lists there, boys. Send yours to the River Cree box 780-218-9999 or on the Nasty Chat where the thumbs up are doing okay. We're at 57. So 43 away from 100. Let's see if we can get there today. Coming up in hour 2. Ryan Payton from Sirius XM NHL will join us. We'll also have some fun, and we'll hear from Chris Knoblock, this day in sports history, and a lot more to come. If you're listening on iHeart, TuneIn, radio app, just slide on over. We won't tell anyone. Slam that thumbs up for us. That was Hernand's World, like always, brought to you by the Edmonton Garrison Memorial Golf Club. For more info there, as they got their golf memberships on sale, visit egmgolf.com. We're back after the break here on EST Afternoons.
Get your fix every single game with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. Whether it's breaking down the starting lineup, predicting key matchups, or diving deep into the game's biggest moments, Tom and Hernan are here to give you the best insight and analysis in the city. After the final horn, get the breakdown of every key moment, performance, and player reactions. It's your one-stop shop for all things game day. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
Celebrate your birthday at the Banquet Bar. Enjoy great drinks, amazing vibes, and unforgettable memories. Download the Banquet app and get a free pizza pie on your birthday. Book your party today at thebanquetbar.com.
Looking for a winning strategy for your retirement? Contact me, Joaquin Gage at K4 Financial, where expertise meets dedication. I will always look for a careful approach to your retirement, ensuring your financial future is secure. From tailored strategies to clear, actionable advice, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Don't leave your future to chance. Get in touch with me, Joaquin Gage, today at k4financial.ca or email joaquin.gage@k4financial.ca to start planning for a brighter future and a more secure retirement.
A big showdown in the West has the Oilers and Blues facing off, both teams fighting to clinch a playoff spot in Edmonton's. Nugent-Hopkins is doubtful for tonight with an illness, which might force the Oilers to play a second straight game with 11 forwards. Tom Gazzola, Hernan, Salas preview the action as they go live at 7 for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show right here on EST. And from Anaheim, the Ducks and Flames go at it, and with a Flames regulation loss, and with the Oilers beating the Blues, Edmonton will clinch a playoff spot. 4 other games on tap. Rangers and Flyers drop the puck. Toronto and Tampa Bay clash while the Sharks meet the Wild. And Avs captain Gabe Landeskog has been loaned to the Eagles of the AHL on a conditioning assignment after being out since 2022 with a severe knee injury. And the Jays have made it official, extending Vladimir Guerrero Jr., giving him $500 million over 14 years, which is the third largest deal in terms of total cash in the MLB. Jays and Red Sox rematch tonight. Toronto beating Boston 6-1 yesterday. Right now there's 4 games underway. Rangers hold the Cubs 6-1 midway in the 7th inning, and at the bottom of the second, Padres and Athletics are tied at zeros. Earlier, or just moments ago, the Yankees won 4-3 over the Tigers. In the association, the Raptors get back in action. They battle the Hornets. 10 games around the association. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. The second hour of EST Afternoon starts right now.
Welcome back to Edmonton Sports Talk. This is EST Afternoons live from the William Huff Studios. Matthew Iwanyk, Hernan, Salas, Zach Kubish with you. Coming up at 3, it's the Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne. They'll take you right up until 6. We'll break for an hour. We're back with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Tom Gazzola, Joaquin Gage, I think, and myself. I'm not 100% sure.
Belzy says he's not in tonight.
Yeah, so someone.
So I'm assuming Gager.
All right.
Because I think Cass is out.
Yeah, he's out this week, so should be a good one as the Oilers host the St. Louis Blues. Sounds like Nuge won't be good to go. He's dealing with an illness. So again, they will go 11-6. Calvin Pickard gets the start in net. Of course, the St. Louis Blues lost Holloway a few games ago, but Philip Broberg will be in the lineup. Should be a fun one. It is another late one, 8:22 puck drop. And Noah Philp will also see some action for the Edmonton Oilers. And Chris Knoblock, we will hear from him here in the second hour. He was saying that all the injured players are day-to-day and should be back before the playoffs. Sure. Take it with a grain of salt because that's kind of his MO lately. He's just always saying the same thing. We don't know what these injuries are. So hopefully for Oiler fans and for the squad, they can get Connor and Liam and Ekholm back here shortly. And it sounds like Stuart Skinner could dress Friday. Very close. I was bringing up the Kentucky Derby, my friend. It was Rich Strike in 2022. He was 80-1. 80-1. It was unreal. Here's the call, and it's a legendary call.
And Epicenter is coming up on the outside. Epicenter has taken the lead as they arrive into the final furlong. Zandon is coming after
It was Rich Strike in 2022. He was 81. 80-1. It was unreal. Here's the call, and it's a legendary call.
Rich Strike is coming up on the inside. Oh my goodness! The longest shot has won the Kentucky Derby. Rich Strike has done it in a stunning, unbelievable upset.
They're a better call than that. Sorry, we had some double audio.
Yeah, don't blame me there.
No, I thought it was you, but it was
my computer's not even connected.
Well,
and you're blaming me.
No, I thought it was you because
you're blaming me.
Mine was muted. So, anyway,
I'm just saying that you're blaming me, and it's not even my computer. My computer's not even connected.
It was a hell of a call. Like if that didn't get you jacked up,
he's always great.
And if that didn't make you, well, I don't know how many people actually bet on Rich Strike. Cody's.
Well, somebody. Do you see Cody?
Yeah. I bet on that long shot horse at the Kentucky that year, and unfortunately, he put $2. Ended up with almost 300.
It's easy to say I only put $2. I wish I did more, but that sounds about right. That is smart betting, I would say.
What a call, though! What a and just go watch the race. The horse's name was Rich Strike. Just type it into the Google machine; it'll come up. Just track him when they make the final turn, how far behind he was and how he came out of nowhere. Just truly unbelievable. I love horse racing. My strategy usually is when I usually do trifectas. So I pick 3 horses box, so that means they can come in any order.
Mm-hmm. Trust me, I know how to bet on horse racing now. Thank you, Jay.
I always have a favorite, like a mid tier that's kind of like a 4, 5, 6 to 1, and I always put a long shot, and that's how we hit last year. And I'll so mad at myself that I didn't bet more money because I was being told to. And I was like, no, let's just do the...
Again, it's smart betting.
I still won, but I could have won more, I guess. Do you do the trifectas, obviously, or do you just go win? You'll never make money.
I haven't gone fully into the trifectas as much throughout the season. Like in the past, I would do trifectas and the boxes. I like right now just picking a bunch of horses to win or place. I got to get it a little more into the trifectas.
You can do the exacta, superfecta.
Yeah.
Superfecta is a little tougher.
Well, you need 4.
Yeah. The exacta I don't mind, but you don't make a lot of money unless it's two really long shots. That's why I like the trifecta because you can have a mixture of both. And let's say you have the 3 right and you have a favorite, but the favorite finishes 3rd. You're making a lot of money because the top 2 pay out a lot more, right? So. Yeah, it's fun. I absolutely love horse racing. I always have since a kid. I truly miss Northlands. Northlands was the best racetrack, man. I worked at the other one because I worked in their production for 2 years, and it's great and all that, but it has nothing on Northlands.
Northlands was great.
Northlands was great. If you're old enough and never had the opportunity to go check out horse racing at Northlands Park, you know what we're talking about.
Go grab a bite. We used to do it at the station. We went a couple of years. We booked the place for the staff, and we'd go and have a good time. It's wonderful.
Their clubhouse was great. I think on Fridays they used to have a seafood buffet, which was awesome. It was great, man. Great times. The new one's great too. I think they get going May 2nd. I think they race Fridays, Saturdays now, or it could be Saturdays, Sundays at Century Mall. It's out by the airport. It's a great little facility as well. You'll have a great time, especially if it's hot. If it's windy, it's a little tough because it's in an open area, Maddie. So it's a little tough to kind of stick outside there. But yeah, if you haven't been able to check it out, make sure you do this summer because it is a good time. Like I mentioned, the Edmonton Oilers.
May 2nd.
It's May 2nd. Is that Saturday?
It's a Friday. So they've got thoroughbred quarter horse racing on the Fridays. It looks like they go Friday, Saturday throughout the year, except they've got June 15th, which is a Sunday, and August 4th, which is a Monday that they will also be racing. Those are the 2 non-Friday Saturdays. That's until you get into September. Then you got standard breds.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
That's harness racing.
Oh, yeah. They go Wednesday, Saturdays until November. Then they add Fridays, or they move to Fridays.
And then the Canadian Derby, I think, is usually in August. That they have.
I'm wondering if that's maybe the 4th then?
That's probably the 4th.
Or
interesting.
Yeah, we got to go.
Oh, it's so much fun, Maddie. We should plan a Saturday there.
Yeah.
Like with the staff, I think everybody would enjoy it, man.
When the Elks aren't playing, well, Dusty won't be there, but too bad, Dusty. You're off doing CFL.
Well, maybe he does like the Friday game and he's back by Saturday.
We do have a schedule.
Yeah, so it is. It's great, man. It's so Friday, Saturday. Yeah. That's not bad. I prefer it on. I don't like it on a Sunday, but and the quarter horse that I don't like that either because it's a quick like a 200, 300 meter.
Is it the sprint?
Yeah.
Oh, Jay and I would bet on that sometimes. And we didn't know it was a sprint, and then you just see them going. You're like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
But I love it. That one's fun to watch.
So did you say the whole day is quarter horse?
According to the schedule that I'll have to reopen it here. According to the calendar on their website for 2025, like they have different things. There's thoroughbred / quarter horse post times.
Because usually quarter horse.
So maybe they're mixing both in there.
Because usually when they have quarter horse on a race day, it's the first 2-3 races, and then they go back to thoroughbred.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just that their schedule, they have different ways to mark post times. And the 4-5 options are standard bred post time, and then there's thoroughbred / quarter horse post time is 1:15, and the 3:45, 4:45, and 6:15 and stuff.
Just a bunch of degens here. I know Jay Milne's in for a Saturday at the track.
I'll print the schedule off.
Yeah.
I'll print this off.
Reed Wilkins.
We'll have to go black and white.
All right, let's, Coop, if you can get Coach Knoblock, we'll listen to about 3-4 minutes because it's 9 minutes long. We won't go with the whole 9 minutes, but he's going to update us on a ton of stuff and a look ahead to tonight's game as well. Here is Chris Knoblock meeting with the media earlier today.
I guess, first of all, just any changes to the lineup compared to the last game?
Yes, there'll be changes. Ryan's Nugent-Hopkins is doubtful tonight, most likely not playing. So that'll be a change, and Philp will be coming in. He was planned to come in anyways on an emergency basis. And so, yeah, those are our two changes.
You have 5 games left. You got a lot of guys out, a lot of important guys. For yourself as a coach, I know you don't want to overlook these 5 games, but I'm sure you want to fine-tune things as you head into the playoffs. How much more challenging is that without, a lot of key guys out of the lineup?
Oh, it's very challenging, but a lot of credit to the guys. I think they've been playing extremely hard. I think we're missing is just the execution on finishing plays. We certainly had enough scoring chances to have more than 2 goals against Anaheim, but a lot of credit for the guys that have been playing hard in the right way. We got to continue to do that each and every night to give us any opportunity to win, and that goes forward into playoffs when we do have these guys back in the lineup that we have to play the right way.
Hey, Chris, just can you give us an update on McDavid and Draisaitl? They were out there skating, obviously, but when do you maybe expect them to get in the lineup, and do you hope to have them before the end of the season?
Yeah, we expect to get everybody before the end of the season. Depends on when exactly, whether that's in a couple games or one of the last 2 games of the season. But those guys are, day-to-day to maybe a week away. So that's where the timeline is for them.
How much does clinching a playoff spot, let's say if you clinch tonight, how much is that taken into consideration if you're locked into that 3rd place spot?
Right now, we're obviously the most important thing is clinching, getting 1 or 2 more wins, and then finding out what our lines are going to be like, who's going to be playing together, and then finding our system, our structure, how we're going to play heading into the playoffs. And there's a good likelihood that we're playing LA in that first round, but I think for our team, we want to get an idea of what our team's going to look like, how it's going to play. And we've got so many guys that have not been playing the last few weeks. It's Draisaitl, McDavid, Ekholm, Frederick, so we've got a lot of things to consider before we hit to those really important time of the playoffs.
What's Ryan Nugent-Hopkins' injury or status?
He is sick.
Sick.
Yes.
So we expect that it's a very short term?
Very short term, yes.
Good. And you mentioned on the road that Frederick would get looked at much closer when he got back here. Did that take place, and do you know more about his injury?
He had his appointment yesterday. We have not heard back from the doctors today. So that should be happening probably within the next, it might be happening right now, but I have not got that information.
And Stu, timeline-wise? Sorry if I missed that.
Yeah, Stu will not back up tonight. We expect him to be back available on Friday.
I want to ask about Jeff Skinner. 16 goals for you this year. How do you feel he's played the last little bit here? And, you know, noticed he's not on the ice in a one-goal game last game when you need one. Just the thought process on that decision and on how you view Jeff Skinner here as a secondary scorer with all these top guys out.
Yeah, difficult decision the other night against Anaheim, and depending on, you know, exactly who you're going to take off. Goal leaders. Lately, Arvidsson's among our leaders in goals. Nugent-Hopkins is going to be on there. We have 2 defensemen. So we got about 4 guys that could be on or not on, and it's a pretty difficult decision there. And in that situation, Skinner was a secondary guy. Played some, other guys was on for the last minute, he was not. But yeah, certainly could have been out there. As for his play lately, I think he's been playing his best hockey of the year these last 2 weeks. Creating a lot of scoring chances. You know, the play I'm thinking about the other night was, well, 2 of them. One behind the net, he sat at the end mark in the slot. Another one had a really nice entry, set up Bouchard coming in late. You know, a lot of plays like that where he's been just so much more confident with the puck, making plays. And, you know, last couple of weeks, certainly since probably the McDavid and Draisaitl injuries, he had to elevate and we had to use him a lot more. Felt a lot more confidence in his game, and he's been contributing a lot more.
So it's no secret.
All right, that's a little bit of Chris Knoblock from today. A lot of people liking that question on Jeff Skinner. I still think he's going to be the odd man out. If you listen to that, yeah, he praises him, but he also talks about why the other guys are ahead of him. The other thing that concerned me a bit was we have a lot to sort out with our lineups. Who's going to play with who? Like, we got a week to go here, Matty.
Yeah, but no one's healthy.
No, I know, but and it's not. I'm not blaming him. I'm just saying.
Well, but I think that's a hint that he doesn't know who's ready.
Yeah,
he may say everyone is day to day, but he doesn't actually know who's going to be ready necessarily for game 1. Now, part of that, it's potentially maybe more so Frederic and Kane, that he doesn't know how to do the lineups because he doesn't know what pieces he's working with.
Yeah.
That's what I read out of that.
Yeah, that's yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, he's like, we got to figure it out. Who's going to be in? Who's going to be out? Where are certain guys going to slot in? So it's definitely going to be an interesting 10 days here as the playoffs kick off next Saturday, Matthew. I don't know when the Oilers will play. I don't think they'll play Saturday.
Why not?
Because the Kings play Thursday. So I think they're going to give them a little bit of an extra day as well. So
because the Oilers play on Wednesday.
Yeah, and the season ends Thursday with the Kings playing that night. So I think they're going to push it to Sunday or Monday.
Okay, so Kings are home to the Flames. Toronto plays Detroit. Ottawa's got Carolina, Tampa, New York, Pitt, Washington, Columbus, New York. Like, Dallas, Colorado would be a potential matchup because they don't play that day. You're not going to do 2 Western matchups because you would be able to do the Jets against the Wild, but you're not going to do that. You could do Vegas, St. Louis, but again, you're going to need one out east. So the 2 options would be Vegas, St. Louis right now, or Minnesota. So there's 3 options. You can do Dallas, Colorado. You could do Winnipeg, Minnesota. You could do Vegas, St. Louis. Out east, Leafs play, Lightning play. Florida doesn't play, but Lightning play. Washington plays. Carolina plays. So either you're going to have a team that going to have to deal with it, short rest, or you're going to have 2 Western games played on the Saturday.
Yeah.
Because I think it's supposed to be 2 games on the Saturday.
Yeah. So,
but it wouldn't be the Oilers then.
Yeah. So probably Sunday, Monday for the Edmonton Oilers. All right, we got to get out here as we'll be joined by Ryan Payton from Sirius XM NHL as we'll go around the NHL. There'll be a good contingent of Canadian teams in this year's playoffs. We await on Calgary. I think Vancouver's done, but you never say never. The River Cree Inbox is presented by the River Cree Resort and Casino. Go check out the Alan Jackson Experience this month on April 18th. Get your tickets now at www.rivercreeresort.com or at the River Cree box office. We're back to talk some NHL here on EST Afternoons. Here's Coop, Sports Update.
Edmonton is back at home hosting St. Louis. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins is doubtful for the contest with an illness, which would mean that the Oilers would have to play shorthanded with 11 forwards and 6 defensemen. Around the league, Ducks challenge the Flames. Flyers and Rangers go toe-to-toe. Maple Leafs battle the Sharks, while San Jose visits Minnesota. As a Wild welcome back Kirill Kaprizov to their lineup. And not playing since 2022, Avs captain Gabe Landeskog gets headed to the AHL on a conditioning stint after he's been out with a severe knee injury. Elsewhere, longtime NHL executive Ray Shero has passed away. Shero was 62. In Toronto, the Jays have officially signed Vladimir Guerrero Jr. on a 14-year, $500 million deal, locking the 26-year-old up through the 2039 season. Jays have the Red Sox today as Toronto looks for 3 straight wins over Boston. Right now, there's 6 games live. The Diamondbacks are up 1-0 on the Orioles in the top of the 3rd, while the Cubs trail the Rangers 6-1 in the top of the 9th. Meanwhile, we have 10 games in the association. Toronto hosting Charlotte. This sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc. Locally owned and operated since 1993. They're more than just plywood. They offer everything from doors and flooring to decking, fencing, and custom millwork. Windsor Plywood Leduc. They're the experts you need to know. We go around the NHL when we get back here on EST Afternoons. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
The River Cree Resort and Casino presents Bump and Grind Rewind, May 16th, featuring Drew Hill. With Cisco and Genuine, plus DJ Hartman B. Bump and Grind Rewind. Friday, May 16th at the River Cree Resort and Casino. Get your tickets now at rivercreeresort.com.
Love is in the air.
I love you.
And you? And you? And you! Why choose between your beloved items? Sentinel Storage, keeping your treasures safe to be loved again. Try 4 weeks free. Details at sentinelstorage.ca.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of the Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
Strike up some fun at the Banquet Bar. Bowling, drinks, and a great time with friends where the good times roll. Whether you're here to bowl or just hang out, the Banquet Bar is your go-to spot. Get real, play hard at the Banquet.
Got some gently used furniture or home goods that need a new home? Find Edmonton is here to help. Every month we furnish over 100 homes to those transitioning out of homelessness, and we need your gently used furniture and home goods. Drop off at 5120 122nd Street or call for free local pickup. Just visit findedmonton.com to learn how your donations can help create a home for someone in need. Plus shop our thrift store, in-store or online, with proceeds benefit those moving out of homelessness through housing supports. Visit us at findedmonton.com. Find Edmonton, supporting our community one home at a time.
.226. Welcome back to EST Afternoons on an Oilers game day. They host the St. Louis Blues. Sounds like no Nuge. So this is a very, very, I don't want to disrespect them with saying watered down, but no Nuge, no Leon, no McDavid, no Ekholm.
It is watered down.
Extremely watered down. I don't want to be disrespectful.
It's
they still
not.
have some quality players.
Sure, but they're out 3 of their top 4 forwards,
Still got
They're
Zach.
out one of their top defensemen, and they're out their starting goalie.
Still have Zachary Martin-Hyman out there,
Absolutely,
buddy.
but it's not disrespectful to say the truth, which is this is more of a preseason roster.
Fair enough. We'll ask Ryan Payton here what he thinks of the Edmonton Oilers and all the Canadian teams here as he joins us now. He's the host on the Hot Stove for Sirius XM NHL Radio. Ryan, good to have you on the show. How are you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing well. Thanks for having me, gents. I guess no Nuge is not good news, huh? With Nugent-Hopkins not going to be there. So, yeah, I'm with you. Who are they going to put on the ice tonight? Who knows?
Yeah, it's going to be it's 11-6, Ryan. They're the second game in a row that are shorthanded. I guess we'll start with the Oilers, Ryan. I know you tune in on all the Canadian teams. We've been talking a lot. We know it's going to be LA and Edmonton. It's going to be the fourth time in a row. Yeah. The Oilers took care of business in 7 games, then 6, then 5 last year. I think for guys like me, I'm a little worried about 4 times. I mean, LA is due to win one here. I know my partner here, Matthew Iwanyk, and other, I think Tom Gazzola too, they say they're not concerned about LA. How do you see that series shaping up?
I'm probably with you. Okay. Sorry, Matt, but I don't know. To me, since Leon and McDavid have been in and out of the lineup, more so out of the lineup lately, this has been an opportunity that I think Edmonton, the other guys on the team, need to step up. I know that's a cliche. Yes, you've got to step up when the big guys are out, but maybe I'm not kind of looking in that direction. They just got to get on some sort of roll because obviously Edmonton's only going to go as far as McDavid and Leon take them. Everybody knows that. Last year they came within a sniff, of course, of winning that cup. They lost in Game 7. Mm-hmm. But this is not as good of a team as last season. I don't see Edmonton as good of a team. I see the Kings as a much better club. And I think Jim Hiller, again, there's a lot of guys in the league that are up for the Jack Adams. Jim Hiller will not win it. Carberry is the sexy pick for Washington. I assume he's going to get it. But I just think the job that he has done, I mean, LA does not play a very exciting kind of game, but I think they can wear you down. And I do believe that this is their time. And this is a tough matchup for Edmonton. You've seen this for weeks, that it's going to be the Kings and Edmonton again. And also in goal as well. There's questions with Pickard and Stuart Skinner, the health of him. There's too many questions going into the series whenever that begins next weekend. There's too many questions that need to be answered. And my fear is that Edmonton just does not have the strength right now. They don't have the depth. And again, they don't have a healthy McDavid and a Leon Draisaitl. And who's to say when those two do come back, they're expected back before Game 1. But who's to say that one little tweak of the body will send them back again? So these injuries that they're dealing with, these aren't ones that they're going to recover from. And when they do come back, they're not going to be anywhere near 100%. So to me, Edmonton's behind the 8 ball, and I'm not a big fan of them moving on here, unfortunately.
When you look at the Winnipeg Jets, great season, and you know, in position to win the President's Trophy, but they're in a tough division as well. You got the Stars, you got the Avs, every team loaded up going into this through the deadline, getting into the playoffs. How do you sort, power rank those 3, I guess, if you will, as we head into the playoffs? Who in your mind is the better team right now?
I'm going to go with the team that I picked, and I know that I was in the minority. At the beginning of the season, even before the Avalanche made all these changes, I picked the Avalanche to get to the Cup, and I picked them to win the Cup. So I'm going to stick with that. I know they've made some great moves. I think they traded the entire team from training camp all the way till now. I love the way Dallas is playing. This team is built. The addition of Rantanen has been fantastic. Jay Gottinger is one of the best in goal. I know on the back end, Heiskanen's not going to be ready to go, so that's a bit of an issue. The thing with Winnipeg for me is this. They're a different team than they were a season ago. I know statistically the points are a lot more than they were. This has just been, from the get-go, this team's been the best in the NHL. And let's not forget they had a good year last year. But then they ran into Colorado, and they lost 4-1. And I remember after that series, Connor Hellebuck, who again is going to win the Vezina Trophy, he said, "It's strange for me to say this to all of you, but I feel like I've been playing the best hockey of my life," which makes no sense to me. But that is the mindset I think he needs to have. He needs to exceed that. Winnipeg has had no challenges whatsoever. So the key for me is whoever they go up against. I know Colorado looks like they're going to play Dallas. It's too bad that one of those great teams is going to be out in the first round. Winnipeg just needs to get through that first round, and then whoever they do face in that second, one of those two teams, they got to realize that it's not going to be easy. So I would say out of those 3, I'd go Colorado, I'd go Dallas, and then I'd go Winnipeg. Probably in the minority with that, but I'd go 1, 2, 3 in that order.
Ryan, a big game tonight. Toronto, Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay can tie them in points. Is there, for Toronto Maple Leafs, is there a preference here? Because if they finish first, they're probably going to get the Ottawa Senators, correct? Mm-hmm. And I mean that's going to be a good rivalry. Any team with Brady Tkachuk's always going to have an opportunity to upset. But on the flip side, if they don't win the division, they'll get the Florida Panthers. Are you leaning one way or the other here for the Toronto Maple Leafs?
I think the narrative has been for Toronto to get through. First of all, the best news for the Maple Leafs is that they don't have to face Boston because Boston's not in this thing, right? So at least they're a step ahead of things. But the bad news is that if they do take on the Panthers, they have to face Brad Marchand. They did last night. They lost 3-1. I'll say this, that the path for Toronto, based on the standings and the teams that they would play better against in the first round, favors them to win the division. It would favor them to take on Ottawa. But you make a great point. Anytime you have a Brady Tkachuk on your team, it's going to be a tough series. So if they do face each other, I wouldn't be surprised if it goes 6. It could go 7. Ottawa's a very good team. Travis Green's done a great job, and they have nothing to lose, this team as well. A ton of pressure on Toronto whenever they get. It's been a ton of pressure on this team for as long as I can remember. I will say this, that if they do match up against either Tampa or Florida, I think they would have a better chance, Toronto, against the Florida Panthers. I just don't like how Tampa has played them. I think Tampa's the better team right now than the Florida Panthers are, but it's going to have to go through Florida at some point for the Maple Leafs. So if they can take on Ottawa, I think that'd be great. And again, kind of like the Central Division, that means the Panthers would take on the Tampa Bay Lightning, and one of those good teams will be out, right, after the first round. So that would favor, again, if Toronto does advance after round 1, that would favor them going into that second round. But yeah, I would not want to face Tampa if I was Toronto. If they do take on a Florida team, I think the Panthers are the better matchup. Ottawa would be tough, but I do see them getting through if they do take on the Sens.
I want to stick with Toronto here. Like, one of the betting sites that I'm looking on has them as the 9th or 10th best odds to go win the Stanley Cup. They're sitting atop their division though right now.
I know.
Are the Leafs for real, or is it more where the numbers are for the Stanley Cup favorites, that they are just, I don't know, lucky? I don't know how I would word it to where they are right now. But is this a team that we should actually be looking at as they are the real deal?
It's funny you mentioned where they stand in the odds. I saw the other day the Capitals are the 9th on the odds list. How can you be the second best team statistically in the NHL and be the 9th to win the Stanley Cup? Anyway, the whole betting thing, that's a completely that's a different world.
Yes.
I'll say this about Toronto. Toronto's built differently this season, and it starts behind the bench. This team is not scoring as many goals as they did. I think a couple of seasons ago they had over 300. They're nowhere near that this season, but they're giving up less. And I give a ton of credit to Craig Berube. He's instilled this kind of more defensive-minded system in Toronto, and that's going to win you Stanley Cups. You're not going to win games in the postseason 7-1 or anything like that. You're going to win these tight 3-2 checking games. I do think the addition of Brandon Tanev has been huge. A key for me as well for Toronto is Jake McCabe. And at the end of the day, guys, it's going to come down to if their big guns actually play well. The Marners, the Nylanders, John Tavares, Austin Matthews, who is not nearly 100% all, maybe even 70% right now. This is a different team. If you're a believer in the Leafs, I do think that this season, among many others in the recent past, this is a team that you can actually really start to believe in. But again, it's gonna come down to that first round. Mm-hmm. If they can get out of that, if they can get the health back, because McCabe's hurt a bit, Kampf is out as well. And the difference, too, that they have as well, guys, I think in goal is with Stolarz and Wall. And Anthony Stolarz should be the number 1 goaltender going into Game 1. I think he will be. But there's a difference in goal as well with Toronto. Its makeup is different. The attitude is different. And I think certainly if they can get past that first round, maybe through that second, you never know what can happen after that.
Ryan, last one for you. Montreal's they're on the edge of clinching. They picked up another impressive win, 6 straight wins. It's going to be awesome. We had Stu Cohen on yesterday for Montreal, and there's no better place or building to be in the playoffs there. I mean, a young team. I don't know if many had them in this spot, but good for them. How do you see them matching up against, which is probably going to be the Washington Capitals here? Just a fun, young, exciting team, and like I said, the Bell Center is going to be ready to go come Game 3 there.
I'm pulling some history behind me right here with Maurice. Let's go, Rocket. Let's get the Canadians in. I'm a huge fan of any original six team, and let alone a Canadian team, so get them in. You mentioned the Bell Center, too. The amount of people that I've spoken to this season specifically, whether it's on the show or the podcast that I do, one of the questions I ask a lot of them is, outside of the team that you cover, so say they cover the Rangers, outside of that team, what's the one building in the league that you love to go to? Without hesitation, within a millisecond, Bell Center, Montreal. And it is electric. I want this team to get in. I really do. I think what Martin St. Louis has done and is doing is fantastic. And if there's a coach that is perfectly suited for a team, to me, it is Martin St. Louis in Montreal. I was speaking to somebody the other day who covers the Capitals. And she said, based on right now, it would be Washington against Montreal in the first round. And she said unequivocally, she said, I would be scared to face Montreal. And this is a team in Washington that is, again, one of the best in the league, and they have been running rampant like the Winnipeg Jets have. But I think Montreal's playing with house money. Again, there's no pressure. I did not expect them to be in this spot. I thought that they would be fighting, not, say, 2-3 weeks left in the season, but maybe a month and a half, and then they would kind of tail off a bit. But for them to go win again, they have no pressure. And you got to fear the teams that have no pressure whatsoever. So please get in. I want to see a game, whatever game 3 it's going to be, in that first game of the Bell Center. It is going to be absolutely nuts. Even if you're down 2-0, that would be a game that I'd love to go to, whoever they're facing. So I'm pulling for them. I want them to get in. It'd be a great story.
Ryan, this has been great. First time on the show. I'm sure we'll have you back here for some playoff coverage as well. Love the honesty. That's always great to hear. And go Montreal. We're all rooting for them to get in as well. Ryan, thank you for joining us, and I'm sure we'll chat soon.
Hey, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Looking forward to it.
All right. Ryan Payton, host on the Hot Stove from Sirius XM NHL. Listen, I mean, he's not wrong on the Oilers. I mean, I'm concerned. And I think I've been saying this for months, and I know a lot of people in the Nasty Chat and our River Korean box are going to come at me. I think if they play LA, I think LA is going to win this series.
I have not been with Tommy not worrying about LA.
Yes, you have.
No, I haven't.
No,
I've been saying be worried about LA. I'm worried about them for the number. Like, I'm not as worried. A couple months ago, I was saying maybe like I wasn't as worried about them player wise, but I was worried about beating them 4 times.
Okay, so maybe I confused you with someone else.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry about that. I thought, so you are worried about the 4th time.
I've actually gotten more worried about playing like the team themselves, but I just think that at some point it's hard to win. Like, I know the history doesn't mean anything, and I know the teams are different every year, but I think it's hard to be the same team 4 years in a row.
No, okay. So
that number.
I'll apologize publicly here to you.
That's fine.
I'm sorry. I thought I heard you say that you thought the Oilers would win.
I think they're on, like, if this was the first of 4 meetings, like a month ago, I was saying I would have picked the Oilers.
Okay.
But now with the injuries and the way that the Kings are playing.
And I love how the Nasty Chat gets upset because our guest Ryan.
They're not happy with him saying that a health thing there.
Don't take it personal, people. People are entitled to their opinions. A lot of people don't think the Oilers are going to get out of the first round.
It's difficult.
We had a Vegas guest on last week, and he said, he goes, I'm pretty sure the Vegas Golden Knights rather play the Oilers than the Kings in the first round.
I want the Oilers to play the Vegas Golden Knights over the LA Kings in the first round. I think the Oilers have a better shot going up against the Kings or the Golden Knights than they do against the Kings.
I agree with you. I'd prefer the Golden Knights as well.
I think in that first, I'd have more confidence. If the Oilers were taking on the Golden Knights, I'd have a lot more confidence of them seeing a second round than them taking on the LA Kings.
Listen, I'm concerned for the Oilers in the round 1 against LA. If I had to make predictions, I won't be here until the playoffs start after I leave to Mexico. I think the Oilers lose to the LA Kings. Sorry, but that's just the way I feel. I'm also a little bit worried about the Winnipeg Jets. Nothing's gone wrong with them this year, and those teams always seem to find a way to lose.
Yes. Is
that fair?
No, I've been saying that for a couple of weeks here as well. Yeah.
Winnipeg Jets scare me because, like I said, they've been unreal, and they deserve all the credit in the world for the regular season. They've been unreal. They've been fun to watch. But there's something about when teams are this good, Maddie, and don't deal with a lot of issues throughout the season, usually find an early exit.
It's just also the Jets just find a way to lose.
And it's also unfair because Dallas Stars, Colorado Avalanche, like, come on.
Right, but I'm with Ryan there in that I actually like Colorado better. you're the Jets, and you get to take on the winner of from a battled series. They get to go, so you don't even have to deal. Like, you get the Wild to start. Not trying to disrespect the Wild, but they're injured.
Yeah,
you get that advantage going into that series. But I still would take a Stars or an Avs team over the Winnipeg Jets.
Yeah. D-Rock says, please don't have this Ryan guy back on. Why? Because he's honest. He has an opinion. He's not a fanboy for the Oilers. That's why. Come on, people. Be open. Be open to everybody's different opinions. Maddie and I are scared for the Oilers. Get mad at us too. I'm sorry again.
Don't be.
I threw you under the bus with our guests.
That's cool.
No, because I've had conversations with Tom on pre and post, and he goes,
"Yeah, I know. Tommy's not worried.
He's not worried at all. Are you worried?" And for me, it's not so much that they're better, Maddie. For me, it's the fourth time.
That is something for me that I know that some other fans don't like that one, and they'll go with the different teams. But I'm still just.
Steve Smitty, the Welder says, "What have the Kings done in the playoffs the last 3 years? Not worried about the Kings." Well, you can say that about the Jets too. You can say that about a lot of teams.
Yeah,
eventually it breaks.
Here's what I could say about the LA Kings. In the first two, they pushed the Oilers far, and they'd had injuries.
Yeah,
but the Oilers, but like they last year the Oilers handled the Kings really well.
Yeah,
it was easy. It was the easiest of the three.
Yeah,
but the LA Kings in those first two pushed the Oilers very hard. The Oilers took a lot out of the Oilers to win those first two series and those first two meetups with the LA Kings.
Remember, they had to win Game 6 and 7 1 year.
And it's one of those right now, healthy Doughty. They've got some players there that know how to challenge McDavid and take on McDavid.
Yeah,
and they apparently don't lose at home. I'm not as worried about that one.
All right.
Kemper also has had an outstanding season. Belzy's not worried about him going to the playoffs. But he's had an outstanding season. When you look at his numbers compared to like Hellebuck or something.
Belzy's not worried about Kemper?
Doesn't think he's going to. You got McDavid and Draisaitl. You look at what Kemper's done this season, I will just say that. Like, I
mean, we'll find out soon enough. I mean, it's... Like,
we will.
I think a lot of people are going to...
3 weeks' time, we'll know.
I think a lot of people are going to hold their thoughts on this series until we know who's back for Game 1.
Yeah, but I'll tell you who's back. McDavid's back. Leon is back. Ekholm's back. Skinner's back. At least one of Frederick and Kane is back.
You think all of them are back?
Pretty much.
Well, Knoblock still hadn't
heard
from the doctor on
Do I know?
injury.
Well, it said Frederick or Kane. In the end, it's one of those... Are they at 100? I'm not telling you that.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you they're in the lineup for Game 1.
And I'll also say this. Regular season, to me, head-to-head matchups doesn't matter when the playoffs start. The Oilers got dominated by Vancouver, beat them. The Oilers dominated Winnipeg that 1 year when they got swept. Didn't matter. To me, the regular season head-to-head matchups don't matter. I don't care if the Kings sweep them this season in the regular season.
Darcy Kemper's 12-4-4 against the Oilers all time.
Yeah. Oh, listen, of course I want the Oilers to win. I just think this whole fourth time in a row is going to catch up to them. And just with all these injuries, we don't know the health of them. We don't know what percentage of health they're going to be at come Game 1. So lots to discuss. We got to go to a break here. Coming up next, we'll continue the Oilers talk. We'll take your messages on the Nasty Chat. Keep slamming that thumbs up and hit us up on the River Korean Box 780-218-9999. We're back after the break. Here's Coob with your update.
Edmonton's Ryan Nugent-Hopkins is doubtful with an illness for the Oilers as they battle the Blues tonight, and the Oilers can clinch a playoff spot if the Flames lose in regulation to the Ducks and if Edmonton gets a win of any fashion over St. Louis. Tom Gazzola, Hernan Salas preview the matchup during the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show at 7 right here on EST, and there's 4 games around the league. 4 other games around the league. Lightning and Maple Leafs face off. Minnesota injects Kirill Kaprizov and Joel Eriksson-Ek back to their lineup as they host St. Louis. And the Elks have signed 4 new Americans, wide receivers Jacob Copeland, CJ Hutton, while agreeing to terms with Braxton Clark and Kalen Barnes, 2 defensive backs. In baseball, the Jays have officially signed Vladimir Guerrero Jr. for 14 years at $500 million, locking the 26-year-old up through the 2039 season. And the Jays look for 3 straight wins over the Red Sox. Toronto winning 6-1 yesterday. 15 games on tap right now. There's 5 games live, including the Dodgers up 4-3 on the Nationals in the top of the second inning. And there's 10 NBA games. Raptors and Hornets tip off. The final segment of EST Afternoons brings us back before the Reed Wilkins Show goes live at 3 o'clock. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
The Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne.
Can we get Trey for 1 minute? 1 minute at the end of the show? Yeah. Is there a different feel from Chris Morris on down the last few months?
Yeah, 100%. Those are the reasons why I'm here, right? And I wasn't planning on coming back to Edmonton. But then, we brought in those guys and, I had great conversations with them and, where they wanted the team to go. And right now, it's fantastic.
The Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne, weekday afternoon, 3 to 6, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
The River Cree Resort and Casino presents Bump and Grind Rewind, May 16th, featuring Drew Hill. With Cisco and Genuine, plus DJ Hartman B. Bump and Grind Rewind. Friday, May 16th at the River Cree Resort and Casino. Get your tickets now at rivercreeresort.com.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
Play more tables and games.
Play more tables and games. Make the most of your bad game. Oh, you want to, you need to, you know just what you gotta do. It's time to add some fun to your life. Make the most of your bad game. Play more tables and games.
Playmoregames.ca.
.249, final segment here on EST Afternoons. Tomorrow I'll be writing solo. Well, not solo. I'll be with the Coop. We're going to do Zach to the Future. And we'll have a couple guests for you, as it'll just be us two. And then Friday, it's Coop and Matthew Iwanyk.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. And then next week, it's Maddie with Joaquin Gage and the Coop up until Thursday. Friday's a day off. And then we're right into some playoff action, which is going to be wild. Oilers unlikely to start Saturday, you'd say? Yeah.
Well, as we were looking at it, it'd be, if you take away, okay, you don't want anyone playing on short, from Thursday to Saturday, then yeah, but I think they'll make someone. I don't know who. There'll have to be someone out east. I think there's too many, all 3 other matchups in the West, no one plays on the Thursday. I think you could start with one of them. It's the East. I feel like they'll make someone out east to go, you got to play.
Raider Jesse says they can't play Monday. That's the Nelly concert, but they're going to be on the road, Raider Jesse.
Mm-hmm.
So that won't affect anything for the Edmonton Oilers.
Sure, that's a good question, too, because they like to do it every second day almost. They don't, in the first round, it'll happen, but they like more so to go every second day if possible.
Yeah.
So what else do we have coming up at Rogers Place? So they've got Nelly's on the 21st. On the 26th, they got Bush. So if they start so if they did the Sunday, they could go Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday. Then they'll have to have a day off.
May 1st is Cypress Hill at Rogers Place.
Yeah, but I guess, okay, if they do Monday, let's say they start Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Actually, what's going on? Actually, no. You want to know what we have to do here?
What's that?
I don't care about the Edmonton rink. What's happening what's the Lakers schedule?
Oh, That's why he's the best in the biz, people.
The Lakers play in Portland on the 13th. So Sunday is open. They could play on the Monday. The Lakers will be starting home too, though, likely, but they have to do the play-in series. So the playoffs for the NBA will probably start when the Kings come to Edmonton, so we'll be able to balance there. But you got to balance those two out. So I think they might want to get the Kings going on that Sunday or the Monday.
Yeah, that's what I'm leaning towards. Yeah. I think it's going to be Sunday or the Monday.
I'll go with Sunday if I had to take a guess. Go Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. Go from there.
Elks just announced they've signed a pair of American wide receivers and defensive backs. Jacob Copeland, CJ Hutton are the receivers. Kalen Barnes and Braxton Clark are the DBs. Go to EdmontonElks.com and you can see the release there from our boy Evan Dom. Some more bodies here. Rookie camp opens May 7th. May 7th for Elks rookie camp. Try to get down there a few times. It's going to be great. The afternoon inbox is presented by the River Cree Resort and Casino. Hey, Maddie, check out Los Lobos, La Bamba, May 15th at the River Cree. If you want tickets, go to rivercreeresort.com or hit up the River Cree box office. That's going to be a good time, especially if the Oilers are still playing. I feel bad for the Oil Kings. I think I jinxed them.
Why would you say anything? I've left it.
I 3-1, I said it was over, and they lost yesterday.
Yeah, I know. So why would you say something? Why would you call attention to that?
Well, because I feel bad.
You cost them.
I'm sorry.
Well done.
I'm sorry, Matt Berry, Guy Flaming, Luke Pierce, all the boys there. It's probably my fault.
It's a good lesson going into next year.
Yeah,
it's a good, because that's when Guy was saying their window starts opening.
Yeah.
It's a good lesson at times, though, to have these type of situations to build off of and grow off of. What's happening in sports today, in this day in history? I've been very looking forward to this.
Oh, thanks for reminding me. Wayne Gretzky passed Jean Beliveau as the all-time hockey playoff scoring leader. That was in 1987.
Imagine that. April 9th, you're watching playoff hockey.
2002, Saku Koivu returned to the Canadiens after a 7-month battle with cancer. The win against the Devils clinched Montreal's first postseason since the 97-98 season. Really nice story there.
That was a great game. That was a wild game. Like a great thing to watch. I remember that one, actually.
And this day in 1983, Billie Jean by Michael Jackson was the #1 song on the Billboard charts.
That sounds about right.
You a fan of that song?
I like some MJ stuff. I don't know why I was looking recently. 2009, he passed.
Yeah,
we're getting closer. Like we're not that far away. Like we're past 15.
You guys are smart. Canada Life has a concert April 19th, so it's safe to say Jets will play April 20th. Probably. Yeah.
Who's there on the 19th?
Matt, let us know.
Yeah, you have to look at those arena veils. And the one thing for the LA Kings, though, is they used to have Clippers and Lakers in there as well, but the Clippers have moved. So now you just have to look at the Lakers. Lakers will get priority in that rink.
I know you don't do predictions, so...
For tonight?
Yeah.
I definitely don't need to do one tonight.
Do you think it's ugly?
I don't think it's ugly.
Okay.
I think the Oilers, they still have talented players. They
can compete. Yes.
I don't think this is 6-0 type ugly.
Okay. That's fair.
I think they're in very tough, as many would have to agree with, in getting the victory.
It's going to be a tough one for the Oilers, but if they do win and Calgary loses, they clinch a playoff spot. And like Big Uke says, he's still holding out hope they can get home ice. Yeah, it's still up there for a possibility, but the Oilers really got to get on a roll here in their final 5 games and hope LA drops one. And then they still have a game against LA. They can make up some ground there as well. So it's going to be a weird evening for sure, seeing this team without a lot of their main guys, star players. So we'll see what the Oilers can bring against Philip Broberg's St. Louis Blues. Coming up, Reed Wilkins, Jay Milne, 3 to 6. Then at 7 p.m., Tom Gazzola has the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pre-game show. We'll be back later tonight to break it all down. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for tuning in. We'll chat tomorrow. For Matthew Iwanyk, Zach Kubish, I'm Hernan Salas. Ciao.